Your voice, your opinion, your community. Fact TV, free speech, protected.
Did Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey need a sequel?
Yes.
Isn't it a stupid idea?
Not as much as you would think.
Are you ready for the Poohniverse?
Hell yeah.
All this and more on Gory Story Time.
Warning. Gory Story Time is a horror movie review show by a son and his dad who thought that letting his 5-year-old watch scary movies was acceptable. If you are offended by horror or talk about blood and gore by a child, or if you don't want horror movies from the 60s through today spoiled, then there is a remote stuck in your couch cushion next to potato chip crumbs. Use it. And of course, parental discretion is advised.
Why? You didn't use any.
Shut up and start the show.
Welcome to Gory Story Time. I'm your host, Jason.
I'm his co-host and his father, Craig. And this week we're going to do a very important film in the history of film.
Yes.
Winnie the Pooh. Well, no. Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey 2.
Yes.
Man, we were looking forward to this before we watched the first one. When they announced that there was going to be a second one, we were like, yay!
Oh, yeah.
And we did review the first one. Go back on our channel if you want to see that.
Yeah, we could probably link that down below if we find it.
Oh, in the description box or whatever. Yeah. We probably should.
Yeah.
Just for people that have an interest. But anywho, yeah, so here's the basic premise of Blood and Honey 2. Christopher Robin survived the attack of the now feral animals. At least that's what he thought.
The 100-Acre Wood Massacre.
Yes. And this is the sequel to that where those animals still want him gone.
Yeah, basically. And Tigger can show up now.
Yes. Tigger wasn't in the first one.
Because he was in the first book.
Well, that's one of the facts, so we should probably wait.
Well, that was one of the facts in the first one, too.
Was that he wasn't in the first one. Right. Well.
And that he was going to be in
So
the
one of the facts
one.
in this one is he is.
Well.
But we're going to repeat that later. So pretend you didn't learn that yet.
Yeah.
Anywho, that's basically the premise.
Yes.
Except you find out more that they're not just feral animals. Like they actually,
like in the first one, they were like, oh, they're feral, they're mutant hybrid animals, but we don't know more than that.
And this one, they go ahead and actually fill in some of those blanks.
Yes.
And they upgraded the outfits
Prosthetics.
for the killers.
Yeah.
For the animals. But anyway. All right, before we get too far, we might want to play the trailer so that these people at home could see what we're talking about.
Yes.
Let's begin. I'm going to take you back there. Feel all weight drift away. How are you feeling?
Good, I think.
Do you recall anything from the session? Focus. What is happening?
This was the day Billy was taken.
Them kids. They didn't stay buried. It's as if the earth itself was allowing this horror to rise up.
There's some unsettling similarities to the 100-Acre Massacre.
It's not safe. There have been loads of murders leading to Ashdown.
Tell me everything that you saw, please.
I knew that this day would come. Christopher, all of Ashdown will burn.
Well, all right.
Yes. It says coming soon. It already did.
Yes. And the third one is already known to happen, and a whole universe is going to happen.
A whole universe with plenty of other characters.
Yes. Anyway, let's see. Is there anything you want
watch
to say
this
before I start telling them why we're actually here? Oh, by the way, I need that.
Paperwork.
Yes. See, now, I know you've made it this far thinking these guys are here to review movies. And sure.
Technically, that's what we're doing.
That said, what we're actually doing is trying to pimp ourselves out like little
whores.
Then how do we do that, Jay?
Very well.
It's not what his wife said.
We sell our words to big corporate entities.
Yes. These are real things that actually exist and you can purchase or do or see or whatever. Gory Story Time is brought to you by The Grimm Universe, a series of horror movies based on Brothers Grimm fairy tales. Titles include Rapunzel's Revenge, Sleeping Beauty, A Nightmare Tale, and Red Riding Hood Wolf Killer, and more. We combined the gore of Eli Roth with the public domain horror movies of the last few years. The Grimm Universe is the only connected horror universe you're gonna need. These tales are not for children.
And by the new game, Pooh, Pooh, or Poo Poo. In this game, you describe things by shape, size, smell, etc., and your opponent tries to guess if it's a bear, feces, or Chinese food. Now, we know what you're thinking. It has to be the easiest game ever. You would be wrong. We give you cards with things that really make it hard to know for sure which is which. Pooh, Pooh, or Poo Poo is fun for all ages. Is it the best game ever? Does a stuffed bear eat honey glazed chicken and drop a deuce in the woods? Pooh, Pooh, or Poo Poo, because homonyms can be funny. Yeah.
When I came up with the title, when they pitched us that, he chuckled at the name of the company.
When we got the email.
All right. Is there anything else you really want to talk about this movie before we get into the behind-the-scenes information?
No.
Other than to say the thing he always says, go watch it.
Watch this.
Definitely watch this.
I paid money, and I'm glad that I own this movie.
He owns them both as steelbooks.
I do.
Well, wait. I bought the first one.
I own this one.
He owns the second one as a steelbook. I own the first one as a steelbook. Together, we have the series. And by that, I mean until he falls down the stairs accidentally. Wink.
That's why I'm kept around for my movie collection.
I own way more movies than you. And your brother doesn't really want them. So when I pass, apparently you're going to have enough movies to, you wouldn't
watch one a day for the rest of my life. And
basically. And that's not counting the TV series.
Yeah.
Anywho, all right. Now we're going to get into the behind-the-scenes information, or as he likes to call it, the meat and beef of the show.
Or as I like to call it, the meat and beef of the show.
And he calls it that because he's an idiot. No, because he's low-carb.
Keto.
Yes. It had nothing to do with you made a mistake and meant to say
I actually, okay. I don't know where it started. I don't remember what episode it was. But I'm telling you, I wasn't doing it on mistake. I said meat and beef on purpose.
That's not true. Because every week up until that, it was meat and potatoes, and
No.
Yes. You said
It had
meet
never
and-
been before.
Yes. You have to go back. Well, we have to upload. By the way, coming soon is I'm going to come in here and start uploading old episodes, maybe a couple a week or something, just to like have people catch up because we have 300 and we have less than 100 on the channel. Right.
Well, I can go first.
Okay.
This was the first time Tigger could appear since he wasn't in public domain when they made the first movie.
I didn't know that. I bet they didn't
That's
either.
new information.
Tigger became public domain January 1st of this year, but is still not allowed to look like the Disney version, same as the others.
Right. Nikolai Leon played Christopher Robin in the first film, but was recast to Scott Chambers in this one.
Which they explain. The search engine that Christopher Robin uses is called Milne, named after A.A. Milne, author of Winnie the Pooh books.
Yes. One of the hunters in the 100 Acre Woods is called Shepherd. He shares his name with the last name of Ernest Shepherd, the illustrator of the original Winnie the Pooh books.
It is said that Christopher Robin's parents are Alan and Daphne. Those are also the same names of the parents of the real Christopher Robin Milne. Alan Alexander Milne, or A.A. Milne, and mother Dorothy, or Daphne D. Selincourt? De Selincourt? I don't know.
Will have its world premiere...
Had its world
premiere at London's Prince Charles Theatre on Monday, March 11th of this year.
The quote, "You can't stay in your corner of the forest waiting for others to come to you. You have to go to them sometimes," was said by Winnie the Pooh in the opening credits. But in the book, House at Pooh Corner, it was said by Rabbit to Eeyore, which is also the one that had Tigger for the first time, the book.
Like the first movie, the creator of Winnie the Pooh, A.A. Milne, receives no screen credit.
The town of Ashdown was used as an homage to a former political leader, Paddy Ashdown.
Oh, that makes sense. The mid-credits scene shows Pooh and Piglet have begun to regenerate.
That's a spoiler.
Yeah.
During the credits, sketches show characters of other films coming from the Twisted Childhood universe. Bambi the Reckoning, Peter Pan's Neverland Nightmare, and Pinocchio Unstrung, which sets up the crossover film Poohniverse, Monsters Assembly.
Yeah. It's revealed that Pooh and the other hybrids were always feral, having been kidnapped as children and experimented on by a geneticist, then murdered, only to then endure further trauma by regenerating and digging themselves out of the graves.
We also learned that Pooh and the others trusted Christopher Robin because he was actually Pooh's brother. Christopher blocked it from his mind how dangerous they really were.
Yeah. Footage from the previous film is used as a film within the film. In this film's plot, Christopher Robin's description of the previous film's events were used as the basis for the film Blood and Honey. This helps to explain why Christopher Robin is played by a different actor and why Pooh.
And that's a weird way it ended.
Looks different.
Yeah.
It's got a different face this time.
And why Pooh? The end. Since the first movie was a film in this universe, the rest of the animal hybrids also look different and speak through though the previous film opening stated they vowed not to.
Right.
That explains why they talk now, which is good
Right.
because they had some good lines.
They did. It's revealed that Winnie the Pooh is Christopher Robin's brother Billy. This is a reference to the real-life Christopher Robin Milne's nickname as a child being Billy Moon, a combination of his father's choice of name for him, William, and how Christopher Robin mispronounced his last name as a child.
He said Moon instead of Milne, so Billy Moon. Tigger appears to be more feral than the other hybrids, as he is kept in a cage by Owl, who is shown to command them.
Yeah. A couple of famous lines were used in this movie. Winnie the Pooh does say the "oh bother" line, and when an officer says "let's bounce," Tigger leans in and says "that's my line."
Winnie the Pooh's prosthetics in this film cost over $20,000 compared to $770 spent on the first costume. And 600 of that was the mask.
600 or more was the mask.
Yeah. Oh, and now is the part where we talk.
Thing.
Yes, Rotten Tomatoes. I know I say this every week, so anyone that watches on a regular basis, forgive me, but this could always be someone's first episode. So, for those who don't know, Rotten Tomatoes is supposed to just take all the critic scores and average them, and the way they do that is if it's positive. Or they just divide it into positive and negative, and the score that they give is what percent were positive.
Right.
And then they also allow the people to vote positive or negative, and they give you that percentage.
Yes.
What do the professional critics, who we are not among apparently,
No.
eventually, maybe, hopefully,
Maybe.
doubtful.
No, I don't think so. 46%.
46% thought it was good, which is not a good percentage. That would be rotten.
No, I think it was higher than the first one, though.
Though the people have it at 74%, which means the people are, well, smarter.
Yeah. I mean, you gotta be in on it's Winnie the Pooh and friends killing people.
Oh, yeah.
If you're not in on that, you're not gonna like this movie.
True. And if you're in it, like we were for the first one, for the cheese, like this has less of that.
Which is fine.
It weirdly worked. But anyway, all right. Since we actually enjoyed this, what was your least favorite part of the movie?
So, I liked the costume design that they changed it to make it look more realistic and feral, but I thought it was weird giving Pooh the sleeker, more skinny-looking head and face, but still having like a wide stomach area.
Which he told me ahead of time, and my answer is, look at the descriptions of Pooh. He always has a rumbly tummy, and it's always like big and
He's also
fat.
not like 7 feet tall. He's not a serial killer. He's
right.
not. So
but they
changed things for this.
But they also kept a lot of basic things for a reason, and one of the basic things is he's fat. You're lucky they didn't just have him get stuck in a friggin' rabbit hole.
I'm fine with the design, but I think it should have been the size of the other mask.
Anyway. My least favorite part, I'm trying to think, because like I really enjoyed this movie.
I had to nitpick, but
I guess it's the fact that they show a clip of the first movie in it, and they explained that as, hey, that was the movie made based on his report to the police. And that's fine, except they showed a clip of like Winnie the Pooh yapping, and he said one line. It was 2 words, and basically you could tell that like it wasn't from that.
No,
the footage was, but the audio.
They added like electricity over him, which was weird, like blue lightning.
I mean, I have to watch it again, but I remember his only thing that he said, the only thing he said in the first one was you left.
Yeah.
It was 2 words. It should have been, oh, bother.
It should have.
Which he did say this time, not like that.
Not like that. Yeah.
They did reference heffalumps if you looked at the map that it showed of 100 Acre Woods, which is kind of cool.
So my favorite thing.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, special effects were much better. Everything was great in this movie.
They had more money, too.
So I'm going to have to go just the first thing that stuck out to me, maybe 5 minutes into the movie.
Okay.
Winnie the Pooh lifts up a trailer, an entire trailer that had just had people in it, so that he could throw it into a pond. All right? That was awesome. And then he killed this woman. This woman.
Yes, that death. Whew. Don't describe it because, like, we've spoiled some stuff, but seriously, that death is worth the price of admission to watch the movie in the first place. It is.
Oh my goodness!
And it's streaming on, I believe, Peacock. Yes, it's on Peacock.
Okay.
That's how I watched it.
That's
Remember,
how I watched it.
You watched it on your disc. I watched it on Peacock.
Okay.
I streamed it, but because he doesn't come out to the living room and spend any time with his father anymore. Anyway, Apparently, he has to spend time with his wife who's pregnant with his kid. Anyway.
It was her idea to watch both of these movies back to back, okay?
And I said, do it out here. And she's like, I hate you. No. She didn't. She didn't.
This is a short.
Yeah. Depends on if it lets me, because if they copyright the part where we play the trailer, they don't let you make shorts out of it.
We loved your movie, all right? Just let us do the thing.
I mentioned on the last one that this is the part that they're going to not let us do, and they never hit us with a copyright for the last one, for the trailer.
Really?
For Spirit Halloween, and we trashed it. But anyway, so my favorite thing was Tigger. I thought he was pretty badass.
He was.
And when he gets first brought in, we mentioned it in one of the facts. This cop was looking around, and there's blood and death and stuff, and he's like, all right, let's effing bounce. And Tigger just leans in and goes, that's my line. And I'm like, whoa, that was dope. And he does jump in it, and it.
Oh my goodness, he's
scary.
terrifying. Owl flies.
Yeah, and like it looked pretty cool.
Like
this
menacing.
is. They made this like they took
horror
what
movie.
was a schlocky joke and turned it into like this is a series that if they keep it at this level, I'm gonna be down for a lot. Like I would have been down with the schlocky versions.
I would have been fine with that being what it was forever.
That said, on a scale of 1 to 10, where do you place it?
I don't even know where I originally put the first one.
I don't know.
And like if I gave the first one a 7, I'd have to give this one a 9.
I think we rated it on being the type of low budget thing that it is.
Which we can't do for this.
Right. So
I'm going to give this movie a 9.
Yeah, you know what?
The special effects, the acting, the costume design.
I'm not going to go quite to 9, but I'm going to say 8.5.
This was just actually good all of a sudden, which is fine.
And we like good for, like, we always bring up Killer Clowns and Killer Tomatoes and, Evil Bomb.
And the first one of these.
Yeah. Well, this was just legit good.
The trailer for Bambi Reckoning is out there somewhere.
But
so we'll be doing all of them.
The part where
all the stuff shows up. Yes. You can watch this show on Fact TV channel 1082, Thursdays at 8:30 p.m., Fridays at 7 p.m.
Yes, you can like us on Facebook. And when I say us, like I say every week, like us on Facebook and, Gory Story Time. And check out Fact TV's page. Give them a like.
Yes. You can go to fact8.com, watch a bunch of back episodes of this, as well as thousands of hours of stuff.
Yeah, like for a local TV channel like that, they actually have quite a few contributors that come in and do shows.
It's not just a message board. They've got that too.
Oh, yeah.
But they've got entertainment on this channel.
They really do. And we're proud to be part of that.
Yes, this is a really cool place.
Okay, follow me us on X. I'm at Craig Jakes, all lowercase, all one word.
I'm at Jiggly Firmbrain. I don't really talk about the show.
And he
only
doesn't tweet that often.
You say. Yeah.
Or often. And just go to YouTube, type in Gory Story Time. The 2 channels that will come up is the official Gory Story Time channel. Please like and subscribe to that. But also, because they help us produce it, we let them share this on
their channel
Fact
as well.
TV. So look up Fact TV's YouTube. Those are the 2 that'll come up when you look up our thing. Like and subscribe to that too. Give them some support.
Yeah. And until next time, I've been your host, Jason.
I'm his co-host and father, Craig. And
sweet dreams.